Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto live stream. And today, things are getting juicy. I hope all of you XRP holders have already seen it, but the community right now is in an uproar because we just got ourselves some juicy crypto news, specifically just XRP news, I guess. And the entire community is getting crazy excited because it's been a while since we have stepped over some major boundaries, and I can finally say it's not over. No, it ain't. Just honest truth, that's not over. But we're finally making those big steps. You can see over on James Fillin's Twitter from late last night, but unfortunately, I was not in any position to make a video. Breaking news. Ripple has filed its redacted reply to the SEC's opposition to Ripple's motion for summary judgment. And if you're wondering, this basically means that out of the last phase of the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit, basically everything is now done. We have a couple small issues, but realistically speaking, every single major brief that we were waiting for in the entire lawsuit is now filed. And so right now we're really running into the final lap, the final countdown of everything. We've literally had the most important documents, every single one of them, out there. And now it's just up to the judge to, basically we have, the small things we have is, okay, which experts are going to be striked, and okay, which parts of this exactly will be left behind closed doors forever, and which ones will be made available to the public. But for the most part, it's just the judge that has to make some decisions right now, as everything is left on the table. Everything has been thrown onto the table. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is worth a like in my opinion. If you have not done it yet, guys, make sure you press that like button real quick. And just say in the chat box hi real quick so I can see you guys are all here just chilling. I see a couple of you guys already in there like Tommy. But just say hi in the chat box real quick so I know you guys are in there. Because this is good, guys. This is finally some good steps. Good morning, everybody. Where you guys are watching from? We also always ask that every single day. I should not forget. Somebody says, I hope XRP is not a trap and really hope it booms. My brother, again, I am not your financial advisor, but I'm not so sure how it could be a trap. What does that mean? What does that define? You can see the technology for yourself. You can see the use case. You can see why it would be useful at some point. And you can see the lawsuit and why. Again, anybody saying that XRP is security, in my own opinion, is a little bit cuckoo. But hey, that is just my opinion on the matter. And again, we also have the SEC, for anybody wondering. We also have the SEC who filed their last brief. The SEC has filed its redacted reply to Ripple's opposition to the SEC's motion for summary judgment. Again, redacted being the third of the versions, and again, the reply to the opposition also being the third of the versions, meaning is the last of the last. Out of the entire lawsuit, we are finally now, guys, making a very, very big ending. I should add, does this mean that the lawsuit is over in a couple of days? No. But it's been rather interesting that guys like Brad Garlinghouse have been tweeting out some stuff, and it's got people wondering whether or not some settlement is actually coming up. I believe his latest tweet caught a lot of people off guard, and it made them think that settlement is not around the corner. So what's basically been going on is Stuart Alderwood, he said, hey, Ripple's reply brief is public, you can view it here, which again is the final brief of everything. This is our final submission where we ask the court to grant judgment in our favor. After 2 long years, Ripple is proud of the defense we've mounted on behalf of the entire crypto industry. We have always played it straight with the court, can't say the same for our adversary. And so yet again, I have to keep reminding everybody, it's finally over, sort of. I mean, it's not over the lawsuit, but all this, let's check out the brief. It's literally, we have to wait for the judge right now. We have ended the end of the final phase of the lawsuit, basically. And I can't kind of not believe it. Again, it's not over. Let us see quickly how things are coming along in terms of price. Why did I do that? Coin market cap. Let's look that up. Let's see how things are coming along, just for fun. XRP up 1.6%, not doing too amazing, not doing too crazy. The entire crypto market, Aptos is actually the one best performing at plus 10%, with Quant being number 2 at plus 7. Worst performers are Binary X. I've never heard of that thing before. Not sure what that is. And Filecoin with minus 3.3 and minus 1.9% respectively. And over the last hour, Dogecoin is up a little bit, about 1%, and Loopring is worst at minus 1%. Yeah, something along those lines. So not too shabby, not too crazy, to be honest here. Now, what you have to prepare for, what you have to know, is that right now, let's actually, before we do that, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let's actually read a couple things. Brad said it on day one. We will aggressively fight to get clear rules for the entire industry in the US. Congrats to all of the team Ripple for getting us to this point. Ripple understood strong and withstood the SEC onslaught. I look forward to being on the right side of justice, which again, I hope they are eventually going to be at. Now that we've said that, let's take a look at a couple of different lawyers and what they've stated, because we, obviously, as our little peoples, we can check out these documents, right? We can check out these oppositions, and I think we'll learn quite a lot. We usually do. But, and there's the most important part, how far can we really take this, right? I mean, how far can we really, as non-lawyers, take these responses to see how much merit they have for the judge? You know, so let's quickly take a look at what Jeremy Hogan, for example, said, and then also take a look at what a couple of the others have said, and then we have a good, I think, idea of everything, right? So, Jeremy Hogan actually only said, "Are you a touch sad also? Ripple's final brief, I'm going to miss legal writing this good." Yeah, it's the final goodbye for a lot of lawyers in the Ripple XRP community. It really is a strange period. You guys got to understand, we've been at this for 2 years, and it is as good as over. What I've been doing for the most part regarding XRP over the last 2 years is provide people with lawsuit updates. And really, it's kind of strange to me the fact that soon it might be over and we can fully focus on utility and sort of mindset type of updates yet again. It really feels strange. I'm not sure if you guys are getting this as well, but the last couple years, we've really been focused on lawsuit. All the CBDC talk, all the NFT talk, all the new partners for ODL talk, all that real XRP stuff. It's crazy. Again, I should add, it's not over, but again, 95% of what we were preparing for basically has now been filed. There's a couple minor issues. There's of course, the actual judgment by the judge. There's potentially a trial afterwards and all that stuff. True, but it just feels kind of strange. We've been at this for so long. That's why. Let me actually take a look at John Deaton as well. Did you guys notice that all these names starts with J? Jeremy Hogan, John Deaton, James Fillon. It's kind of interesting. Let me translate what Ripple's GC is tactfully saying. In the 2 years that Ripple has defended itself versus the SEC's massive overreach with so much on the line, the Ripple team maintained a faithful allegiance to the law, something the judge herself said that the SEC lacked. As again, we've said it before, they have at some point actually tried to have the cake and eat it too, which obviously is not always workable. But let's see. Ripple's reply brief, I haven't had time to read it, but I was told that the Ripple lawyer cited to the XP holders amicus brief 4 times. In its reply, Ripple also cited twice the nearly 3,000 XP holder affidavits that we submitted. This is in addition to the 8 times Ripple cited to XP holder affidavits in the opposition papers. Okay, and then we have Fred Rispoli. Just for reference, we have to check out. Oh, he changed up his style a little bit, huh? I guess. Damn. Okay, interesting. Congrats to all friends of the court in the Ripple versus SEC saga. SEC's reply is about to drop publicly, and it's very clear the amnesty got in its head. And here before, this is something else. Okay, not that much XRP, I guess. Mostly SBF. Here a little piece. I almost fell over when I saw the level of analysis from you. No, this is about what James Fillon said, what we have to wait for, basically. Again, we've covered this before, I think yesterday somewhere. What we're still waiting for is some small decisions, which most, here you can see it, summary judgment motions, we got those. Expert challenges, we're maybe going to get those, maybe not, because again, the judge has to decide on some pieces, like, for example, these ceiling issues. But we don't know whether or not she's going to reply to them now or way later. So we'll have to kind of see about all that. But yeah. It's just really liberating to some degree, guys. It really is liberating. Why am I not screaming or so, you might ask? Man, it's because it's not over, but it's just a chapter that we're ending. And so to me, that's really kind of freeing because we're going to focus a lot more on utility now that we're just waiting for the judge instead of like daily constant updates on new brief. It's some major decisions we have to wait for. But let's take a look at a couple of things. Crypto whales are super bullish on XRP as the Ripple versus SEC case nears its long-awaited end. Yeah, so again, we're actually not seeing it in actual numbers that these people are bullish, but I think a lot of you guys also already know and you can feel it. that the narrative is starting to shift a little bit. Coinbase is going to delist XRP from its wallet, and that got people kind of messed up. People were not too happy with that. But at the end of the day, does it really matter? Does it really matter? If you start thinking about it, really the majority of these things don't really matter. Like, okay, delisted, boom. But Coinbase is actually in the lawsuit trying to help out, trying to stand by Ripple's side. So does it really matter? No. Okay, and all these negative pieces that people have been calling out for so long, when getting closer and closer to that end result, people are starting to notice it all does not matter, and the majority of things are actually quite exciting. Like, for example, we've actually covered this before, over in Russia. President Putin calls for an independent blockchain-powered global payment network, and he basically called out for the technology of digital currencies and blockchains can be used to create a new system of international settlements that will be much more convenient, absolutely safe for its users, and most importantly, will not depend on banks or interference by third countries. You have to understand, even in Russia, even Putin has basically called out for XRP's utility, that it's just so important, and I keep getting excited, but I've been lacking in that department, guys. So what we're going to see from now is a lot more videos, hopefully, on the actual utility of XRP and the entire ecosystem, rather than lawsuit updates. I'm going to try to get more of those videos out to you guys in the next couple of weeks. Just a lot more updates in that regard. Quickly, in the chat box, let me know, which cryptos would you guys like to see updates on? I have a couple of juicy updates here. Let me see if I can actually give them to you guys right now as we speak. There's a Tether little drama that's going on. The former SEC official slams Tether for running a Ponzi scheme, labels firm as a house of cards. So the guy is named John Reed, and he's basically said there's a lack of transparency with the USDT. You guys also know that BitBoy right now went over to the Bahamas to check out Delta Bank, which supposedly has billions of dollars of the Tether treasury. Now, according to Reed, again, John Reed, ex-SEC enforcement official, who worked with the SEC for almost 2 decades, Tether's failure to disclose key information about its balance sheet might be a sign that the firm is operating as a house of cards, Reed said in a tweet. The former SEC official made the remarks in response to a December 2nd CNBC interview, where Tether co-founder Reeve Collins was asked to explain the company's lack of full disclosure, especially in the wake of FTX crypto exchange collapse. Based on Collins's response, Reed suggested that the company was running a Ponzi scheme, again talking about Tether. Wow, tell us Tether is running a Ponzi scheme without telling us that Tether is running a Ponzi scheme. Just listen to his answers. In my honest opinion, as a former SEC enforcement official of 18 years, the tax evasion, deflection, and lack of responsiveness makes me believe Tether is a house of cards, Reed said. Wow. Tell us, it's basically said twice. Okay. That was stupid. Tether dismisses questions on reserves. So again, if you're wondering why people are getting skeptical about this, take just a small little look at this. Amid the trust questions, Collins dismissed the notion that the company is hiding something about its reserves, maintaining that the Tether stablecoin has stood the test of time by retaining the $1 peg. Well, what I can say is, in the last 8 years of Tether's operating history, they've always redeemed every token for exactly $1, and I sold the company at the end of 2015, and the principals have continued to operate, in my opinion, to the absolute best of their ability and with the best risk mitigation tactics in the industry. It has withstood the test of time, he said, and additionally, Collins acknowledged that the industry needed more transparency, considering the latest events of FTX and BlockFi, and these questions are okay, and the industry as a whole is going to become more and more transparent due to recent failures like FTX and BlockFi. And so that is a really good thing for the industry to move forward with, or to. So yeah, it's going to be rather interesting to see what will happen with Tether in the wake of all of this. Because, well, yeah, it is bringing it to light again, and I love that. You know, it's putting some responsibility onto them, which I often am a big advocate for. All right, a couple of other pieces that we have to cover. Russian banking giant Sber adds Ethereum and MetaMask support. That's a pretty big deal, guys. Again, a bank actually allowing NFT, I guess, / decentralized currency support to this degree. That's something that's kind of unprecedented. Is there any, actually, let me know, guys. Is there any other bank that's publicly like this announced their support for now, I guess a crypto is one thing, but for a MetaMask, for a decentralized wallet? Is there any other bank that's been so open towards it, guys? Not that I know of, at least. I don't know of any other bank that's this open towards it. So the step comes as Putin administration continues to face financial sanctions. Spare is targeting smart contracts and DeFi capability in the new deal. And again, they've announced support for Ethereum and MetaMask on its proprietary blockchain. And the announcement was made during the first international meeting of participants in the corporate blockchain industry organized by Spare Blockchain Laboratory. Laboratory. There we go. But yeah. Ross says, can we get updates on Mana and Sand? Those are two of the biggest metaverse games. I think metaverse games will drive the next bull run. Case settles March, April timeline if trial doesn't happen. Yeah, so, okay, let's actually do those two questions then. I'm just seeing those, and I actually don't have that crazy amount of articles. I have some cool stuff, though, to cover in just a second. Let me quickly just answer two questions. If you guys have any questions, just make sure you put them in the chat box. I try to read everything. And also, guys, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you press that freaking like button. All right, it just helps out a lot for these videos to be seen to multiple people. Live stream in this case. So one of the questions, as we just said, was, can we get updates on Mana and Sand? Right now, I'm not doing too much with Mana nor Sand. I'm not buying that much more. I'm not doing that much. Main reason being, metaverse gaming is not as hypey right now as it was a couple of months ago and might be in a year and a half from now. But since as a VC, we invest in a lot of these crypto gaming type of endeavors, you're noticing right now is just not the best time for it. Even though people are still sitting at home a little bit and people are gaming a lot always, it's just not the time where people are looking to place crazy investments in those. And it's also not really popping off because the retail is not that excited about crypto right now. So I wouldn't say that that's the best thing to invest in right now or look into. But I can give you guys updates whenever there's good news or cool news. So I'll keep that in the back of my head. Thank you. Then we have case settles March, April time. Yeah, so the biggest idea that people have had is that the case is going to end the 31st of March or before that. And the main reason is that the judges need to provide some sort of list with all their open cases every half year. And again, that has to be put again over on March 31st. And since this case is in a time zone where it's very likely that it could be over at that point, she probably just wants to kind of make that list as minimal. This is, again, what I've heard everywhere. And so very, very likely she'll actually get it done before that, at least an initial sort of judgment. Yeah, that's what I've heard from all these lawyers. No, unless there's something interesting. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know about that. Dusty, long time ago you were singing I like to pump it up. Hopefully you'll do it soon again. I hope so too. Pump it up. That was good times, guys. That was even when I was not showing my face yet. Those were good times. Those were really, really good times. Not a reference to Miss Judge Therese. I wonder what they know. Yeah. Just checking out. Okay. So not that many questions in the chat box. Okay, good enough. Oh, one of the guys asked, is 50K enough to be rich? Well, that depends on where the price goes, my brother. At the end of the day, I think if you have 50,000 XRP, you're doing already pretty good for yourself, because that means you have $16,000 to invest. And so if, hypothetically speaking, we go back to all-time high, that's $200,000. That's pretty good. But if it goes to $10, which I think is very achievable very quickly, that's that's a $500,000. So depends on if you call that rich. If your definition of rich is $100 million, then no. If your definition of rich is $500,000, then yes. I personally think that's pretty doable. And yeah, hold on to it. Yeah, the Netherlands, the country I'm from, is going to play in the World Cup in 20 minutes. I'm not a big sports guy, to be honest with you. I've played sports most of my life, but I'm not really into watching sports. But, it does do some for you when your country is playing like that. So let's quickly cover a couple more pieces, right? Now, I actually should add one thing as well. You guys have most likely seen it in all my descriptions. I think you guys have seen it by now, but I will add it yet again. If you go to any of my descriptions, you'll find a couple of things right there. And I don't share this too often anymore, but I'll share it right now. If you even go to the description of this live stream, you'll find a couple of different links. These, like BitGet and Bybit, are the exchanges that I'm personally trading on right now. You might want to check those out if you're looking for a place to trade. I also have a Telegram. We also have a TikTok. We also have an Instagram. If you need yourself a VPN, check it out right there. And you can just kind of go through. If there's anything you need, these are the things that I personally use or personally, quote unquote, recommend. Not financial advisor, I cannot guarantee any of these platforms are good, but this is what I use or personally recommend. So yeah, just all the links for that are down below. If you're ever wondering about that, I'm just letting you guys know. And for example, right now, if you're looking for a crypto wallet, the one I personally use is Ledger. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to, but that's the one I personally use. And it's a hardware wallet, which I think is the safest. And that's now quickly covered. Billionaire Mike Novogratz predicts Bitcoin will explode by 2,800%, but there's a catch. Now, I want to talk about that in a different video coming out later today, but I need you guys to understand one thing as well. If the crypto market does not 50x over the next couple of years, we're all wrong and we have failed. Our investments, right, from me and most people that I know, are placed in the crypto market with the idea that 100x returns are normal. I personally really am honestly convinced that anybody entering crypto right now can 100x their portfolio in the next, let's say, 10 years to make it broad, but I think the next 3 to 5 years, if they play it smart, and coins like XRP will help, but they're not everything for it. It's just about constantly developing, looking for the next projects to potentially allocate some money to, and that may be as small as putting 1% into a new project and trying it out. You can actually fail 100 times because or I guess you can fail 99 times. If you only succeed once, very often that one time is more of 100x. And so, point being, keep exploring, keep trying. And at the end of the day, 2,800%, it's not that much, you know. Will Bitcoin, in my own opinion, explode by over 28x? Yeah, I think so. I think 28x is still a very low number for where Bitcoin is eventually going to go. $500,000 per Bitcoin by 2025 is not even that crazy high anymore. It's not even a 10x from its all-time high, and I personally think it's going to go way higher. It will just take time. But that's why I sometimes say altcoins are a lot better, because there's easier gains to be made with these altcoins in comparison to things like Bitcoin. Aru said, what's your portfolio exactly? So I had before a Patreon. I have it now, but I'm not doing too many updates, where I posted my portfolio every single month. I might start updating that again. And the only reason I'm keeping that behind a little wall is so there's some benefits to Patreon. Usually I have some other side updates. And I tell you guys about what coins I'm buying over on Twitter and on the YouTube channel. So don't worry about that. I will always tell you guys exactly what I'm looking into. But in terms of my exact portfolio, of course, no money amount, but like the percentages, I will put those in Patreon yet again. But another fun fact, I don't know, honestly. If you're asking me what's my portfolio, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I don't know. There's, let's say, 15 different exchanges I have coins on. Maybe not many, but still, you know, you got to count up those $10,000, the $5,000, the $3,000. They have to be in your portfolio somewhere, so to speak. So I have to go through every exchange and see how many coins of what, and then start putting it in a sheet. Right now, my biggest holding is XRP. My second biggest holding is either Bitcoin or Ethereum. Those might kind of dwindle a little bit. And then my third would probably be BNB. I guess my fourth officially would be probably like BNB. Something along those lines. And for the rest, I would have to check it out. But that's my little list. Exodus Wallet I use still personally. Xum Wallet is nice for XRP. I've never used it before, but I think it's very nice because I hear everybody talking about it. So I will actually check that out. And I think a lot of people use that for Flare related stuff. So Xum is safe relatively. A lot of people use it. Having issues with Ledger, anybody use Zoom? I'm actually going to research Zoom a little bit better because I need to set up some Flare stuff. And I want to learn exactly how that stuff works as well. I've never done it before. I've never had to do it because most of the things built on the XRP Ledger, in my own opinion, are absolute garbage. But they'll get better over time. But yeah, let me just tell you, if there's an NFT project on the XP Ledger, if they give me a good deal, if there's a good value proposition, I might look into it. But most of it is just garbage. Pick a project on the XP Ledger. In my opinion, is garbage. As of this point, right? Now, there are a couple of things that I've spoken to, like Sologenic and Chromium. What's the name? And I can't say it's actually completely bad. Can't say. But for the most part, whenever people talk to me, it's just really, really bad. And I think that's something that just will develop with time. I think some crazy powerful things will be built on top of the XP Ledger or basically work together with it, but it will take time. Sologenic is not bad, in my opinion. Not at all. Core. Yeah, so Core is also not bad. Again, one of the guys I met over in London about a month ago, he told me to research it. I haven't bought any yet, but I can tell you, it's not actually a bad idea, to be honest. Yeah, Corium. I can't say I'm against that. No, I can't. Haven't bought any, but my research, as of this point, again, it's only been a month of research, and I like to do my thorough research. It's been pretty good. XLM, honestly, is a very good project, but it's to some degree supported by people I don't necessarily have the biggest faith in. For example, Jed McCaleb, really, I guess, credible programmer or insightful individual. He knows his stuff. but I don't like their ethics. I don't like the way they do things. XRP PayNet, not a fan of that at all, and don't really know too much about it. HBAR, big fan of that. Chainlink is one of my best holdings as well. You guys saw me post that Chainlink update, I think, yesterday, right? If you check back on my channel, I posted I think in the video I made yesterday, we gave a Chainlink update. It's one of my favorite coins. Yeah, you can see it right there. Right there. Here's a Chainlink. In this one, there's a Chainlink update inside this. Next to the Anchor hack and whatnot. Chainlink is one of my favorite coins by far. I think personally that it's juicy. Crypto.com, I don't use anymore. Yeah, that's it. If eventually, because, okay, let me also tell you guys this. I chat with every single crypto exchange I use. I have a direct contact with, and I chat with them quite deeply. I have a direct contact with Crypto.com as well, and we chat back and forward about what's exactly going on. But I told them, hey, what exactly is going on? Because I don't trust you guys. I took my money off. I told my peoples, basically, to take their money off as well. And all they said was, oh, let's see in a couple of weeks. We'll clarify more, and we'll see back then. I'm like, so what does that mean? You know, they're like, well, just wait a couple of weeks, and we'll give a broad update on because we want everybody to have faith in this. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what is that? So what? You know, because normally the other exchanges that I speak to are like, we don't have any issues. We don't have any issues. Now, there's one exchange I talked to, PrimeXBT, and I've worked with them many times. You guys have seen it. I love them. The people out there, at least. All of a sudden, and that's why I took all the links off everywhere. I still have my money on there. Don't worry about that. But the reason I'm sending people like, don't sign up now is because normally they're very quick to respond to things and now I made a joke like, you guys are liquid? And they didn't respond to that, which maybe because it's just a really stupid joke, maybe. But I'm like, So I haven't taken any action. This was like a couple of days ago. But I've not actively been depositing onto that. I've just been using Bybit, BitGet, Binance, all the links that are down below. I still have it on. One thing I've also not done anything with is Bitrue. Are you guys still using Bitrue? I haven't done anything on that one for a little while. But I met up with the co-founder of Bitrue a little while ago. You guys saw, I think that. I made a video about it, I think, somewhere as well. What about Nexo? I talked with them as well, and they're cutting down a lot of their budget on things. Never worked with them, never used them before. They say to be just fine. When I speak to other lenders, they say Nexo is not doing fine, so it's your own risk. Would I keep too much money on Nexo, so to speak? No, absolutely not. Unless I start posting the link for like a Nexo sign-up thing. That means that I put money into there. Right now, I have $0 in Nexo, and I can't necessarily recommend it. But again, the moment that I get a good confirmation from them and things look really nice, I'll update you guys. EOS kind of turned garbage in my opinion. I see them at every single crypto meetup, but I've never found any interest in EOS after like 2019 or 18 or something like that. Gala Games is okay, but kind of below the radar. Yeah, they're good peoples, I'd say. You know, I like them. I like the team. A couple of people the team I've spoken to, they seem quite nice. ADA does not prevent tooth decay, for your information, and should never be substituted for the advice of the Okay. Yeah, Cardano is pretty good. HBAR is one of my favorites as well, together with eGold. Casper, I don't hold. Fetch AI is my real gem. I don't remember if I bought Fetch AI. Maybe I did, actually. It rings a bell. Did I buy that? I don't remember. I can't remember. Aru says, are you going to ban me if I say Luna Classic? Man, if you want to talk about Luna Classic, don't worry about it. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're into Luna Classic because you want to make money on that, who am I to hold that against you, right? The only thing is, if you really think Luna Classic is good fundamental-wise, then I think you might want to see like an asylum, you know, like a cage. Just look it up and go sit inside of it or something like that and recount all your days. Maybe something like that, because fundamental-wise, it's pretty garbage. But can we make good money on Luna Classic? Yeah. If I can make a video on Luna Classic if there's a good update. If they go for some crazy burn or something, I think it's really interesting. Even though it's not fundamental-wise something really, really good. We could be in the wither until 2024, until the Bitcoin halving. Theoretically speaking, we could be in the Bitcoin winter forever, where just the Bitcoin price just keeps going lower and lower. All I'm saying about that one is, in my own opinion, the best way to go about this is just buy your way down. Just the lower it goes, just buy more and buy more and buy more. I've seen my portfolio be at the exact same value for like a couple months now, and that's because I buy at the exact same rate that it's been going down as. But yeah, that's what I personally think is the best, because then in a couple of months, all of a sudden, it's going to 10x. That's what I personally believe. Maybe it's going to take a couple years, but it's all good. Aru says Algorand is promising. Again, love those guys. A little bit vague the last couple of weeks, but usually love those guys. They're awesome. Glad Instant says late here, but hey guys, what's up, brother? XDC is good. Met up with the CTO a little while ago. Again, guys, if I ever talk about a project, just know I know it in and out. All right. The only guys that I've never really had a good conversation with, I think, out of everything, is with the XRP/Ripple people. Whenever I go to a conference, there are Ripple people there, but they never really have the answers that I'm looking for. They're mostly looking for like institutional clients, and they don't really have like XRP ledger type of people that I can speak to. And usually, again, I'm going to be honest with you, it's only been once, and that was in Singapore, that they were nice. Usually, the guys over there are not really nice to me at all. They don't appreciate, they don't really aren't nice at all. No, so I can't say the Ripple people I've met are good people at all, actually. No, let me rephrase that. I'm disappointed in the Ripple people that I've met. I can't say I've liked any of them. They weren't necessarily nice to me at all. Whereas with almost any single other project that I meet them, they're always very excited, always very nice people. Yeah, it's actually only Ripple, I think, out of most of them. No, there's been a couple other ones, but those are not memorable. But none of the big projects, at least. All of them are usually pretty cool. Just a fun fact. Even though I'm a very big fan of XRP, not a big fan of the Ripple people I've met. I think they should also make that apparent. I should also make that known. What do you think about Telcoin? Not really a fan of that. Dusty, before you used to use, or I used to use Block Foley, and then that turned into FTX, but that does not work anymore. What do you use? So Bart, if you're asking me what do I use in terms of exchange, or you use it, Block Foley. What is that? What is Block Foley? Is that an exchange? Is that a wallet? What do you mean, like Blockfolio? Or am I stupid and I can't read what he's saying? But I personally use, personally, I use Bybit for most of my crypto buying. BitGet for most of my trading now. Again, links of those are down below. And I always have a link for Binance down below as well, a referral link to that, because I still use Binance every now and then to make some small transfers, some small payments and whatnot. He meant BlockFi. But maybe, I think there's also Blockfolio or Blockfoley. Maybe it's a Dutch company, because he's asking in Dutch, right? I'm just translating it because I'm that high IQ. I can just translate while I'm reading it. No. Hey guys, where are you guys all watching from right now? And which of you guys know more than one language? Because it's really interesting to me when I go to England and I guess America maybe at some point, that they only know one. Hey, my Netherlands people in there. We're going to play in 5 minutes, guys. Why are you watching the stream? Go watch the game, huh? All my Dutchies out there. And the Americans, I guess, as well. You're going to play us. You know, all you Americans. You know, usually we're friends, but today it's enemies, all right? So if you're watching this right now, just know we're not friends today, all right? East Coast US, XRP 1221. We're enemies today, my brother. Netherlands is fighting, battling. So, just letting you know about that one, all right? It's literally happening in just a second anyway. 5 minutes from now, World Cup, right? Netherlands versus the USA. Be prepared. Should you watch that? I don't know. I'm not sure if that makes a difference. Just know, all right? I warned every single one of you Americans. If you guys win as well, I'll block every single person that's from America watching this. Every single person needs to be blocked. No, all good. Okay, let's quickly actually go on with this. I see a lot of questions still. A lot of you guys are from America, actually, so I might have just insulted everybody. It's not smart, maybe, but hey, it's good. So we talked about these gains, how I think it's normal. Let's just talk about one project that none of you guys seem to mention. Any of you guys holding any Avalanche? Any AVEX? Because apparently those guys have got themselves a very juicy partnership to power Alibaba's cloud infrastructure services in Asia. Specifically, Avalanche's partnership with Alibaba Cloud will see the development of tools that enable users to launch validator nodes on Avalanche's public blockchain platform in Asia. And so Alibaba Cloud, aka Aliyun, a subset of Chinese e-commerce giant Alibaba, announced an integration with Avalanche blockchain to power the company's Node as a Service initiatives. And so that's a very big deal for Avalanche. Even though I'm not the biggest of holders, that's a very big deal, you know? That's a very, very big deal. So I'm always excited whenever I read about these types of partnerships, because this showcases crypto going a lot more mainstream. Now, this is, I think... Wait a minute. Hey, guys, can you also let me know, did you guys get an ad on the video when you started? I'm just checking, right? For example, just for it says I am generating income. I don't know what the income with that, but this thing flickers from on and off. Just wondering if you guys are getting ads, yes or no, because otherwise they're scamming me. Does it matter? Not that much, to be honest. Just I wonder, because this says off the whole time and now it turned to on. Maybe because I refreshed it. Okay, somebody says he did get an ad. Okay, so then it's a little bit strange. What I wanted to say was, I'll ask this for the last time, but guys, make sure you press that like button whenever you join a stream of mine, whenever you join a video. Just know it is so much appreciated. People don't fully understand how much it can help the channel just explode, just do well, and just help the live streams do better. It's not as if this gives anything. It's just, hopefully, it makes things go better. And CryptoSurf says no ads this time, but most of the time the stream has ads. Okay. So just for reference, just for fun, and if you guys, what do you guys think that a stream usually earns? Let's see. I'll check it out for you guys, just for fun. How much do you think a stream actually pays? Let's see. I have not checked this in a while, so let's just get the guesses going. What do you guys think? Oh, I cannot see for the latest streams. Let's see a miscellaneous stream. Okay. All right, so let's take this stream from a couple of days ago, for example. This sort of shocking, what is this? Ripple and XRP and FTX update. Things are getting absolutely wild. What do you guys think? Just for fun's sake, just if you guys didn't know. There's no harm in this. 100, 150, $2, $3. Okay. It is. Let's see this out. Let's check this out. Let's see. About $30. $30. So a lot of people were very much off, but still, I guess, okay. About $30. Which is actually pretty high for the I think maybe people donated something. Because if we look at before, usually it's a lot lower than that. See, for example, this one, there's one stream that got double the amount of views, and it actually only had $25, even though it has, double the views. So it's interesting. Just for fun's sake, right? Yeah, so this stream as well, I think... well, actually, I see now that a lot of my streams actually don't have any ads at all. Fun fact. Because I play, like, not music, but, like, yeah, I play music, I guess, sometimes. When we play those videos, usually they get restricted, I see now. Again, I don't really check this ever, but now I know, I guess. A lot of them are restricted. Like, for example, the stream we did yesterday regarding FTX scandal. That one is restricted to not gain anything. Yeah. You can see. Yeah, it's Dutch. You can't read it, but it's restricted, basically. Interesting. Huh. Just a fun fact. I'm not sure. Why would I not share that, right? I mean, you have to know this. You have to get an idea. This is also good for you guys making money eventually. Just get an idea of how these things work. Videos, I think, pay better. Unless you get donations, then I think streams are better. If you don't get donations, then it's just for fun, I think, better. Because it's a lot more interactive, right? I've said it before. At the end of the day, you and I, it's strange what type of relation we have. Because I can't consider you all friends, right? Because how could that be when we've never really met? And for a lot of people, I just see the name for the first time. But it kind of feels that way to a certain degree. Because you guys are here every single day, and especially a lot of you guys, the same people every single day. It feels special. I don't know how to explain it exactly. So then I'm also thinking, well, a live stream is a lot better because you can kind of see what the people are thinking, but it's kind of weird as well, People sometimes text me and say, Dusty, what in the world is wrong with you? You have not responded to me. I thought we were real good buddies. And I'm kind of thinking like, well, we kind of are, but kind of, it's not as if I can respond to every single person. People, how many people, okay, another fun fact. I'm not sure why I'm ranting. There's not a day that goes by that I don't get at least, let's say a minimum 40 messages, maybe 50, maybe 60, 70, but okay. Let's say on average about 100, but let's say the minimum is 50, of which 45 are asking for money, at least. And people don't ask for $7. People don't ask for a meal. They ask for $2,000, $5,000. Some people ask for their college degree. People ask for everything. And so when a person says, hey, there's a 0% chance of me responding, maybe 1%. The people tells me their story of how much they're struggling. Again, there are too many people, guys. There's not enough time in a day. There are literally, just let's say tens of people a day. And I can just sometimes imagine how much a guy like Vitalik must get, for example. Because people tell me as well, please text CZ. I see you have a picture with him that he must respond to my DM. And I'm thinking, this guy gets millions of DMs every month. How could they? And here as well, it's like, well, in theory, you'd like to get all the time to talk to every single person out there for the whole day. But it's just unrealistic with the amount of people that there are, right? And people need to think about this. Who won that 10K? Just take a look. Go to Twitter. Take a look at the full list. That's a little while ago, my buddy. That was a really big deal, you know? I'm still very proud of that. I sometimes forget even. I should bring that up more often. We should actually do another giveaway soon as well. But yeah, just check it out over on Twitter and just see the list. 10 people. For all of you that do not know, let me plug myself real quick. All right? A couple months ago, we gave away $10,000 to some followers. Over on YouTube, Twitter, everything, there was a Gleam campaign, and I'll do another one pretty soon. Not $10,000. Never again. That was too much effort. That was too much. The results were not worth it. Somebody says goal. No, you're lying to me. I was joking. I was like, no, I'm not watching it. But soon, we're going to do another cool giveaway. I'm thinking maybe $1,000, maybe $2,500, maybe $500. It just depends. But I guess we should do $1,000 and do another Gleam campaign. That could be pretty cool. I'm in for that. I'm not against that. $2,500 is not worth it, I think, actually. Again, with the $10,000, just for fun, just so you guys know, it was not worth the extra money. I mean, with the amount of people that entered, I think $1,000 would have had the exact same result as $10,000. So is it worth it? From the perspective that you make people happier, sure. But at the end of the day, there needs to be some sort of result out of it. Otherwise, it's just too much money to just gradually just be, you need to just get either some followers for it or something like that, or some sort of deal from it, in terms of like either find a sponsor or something like that. But if things don't work against you, it's just a little bit too much to casually give, I personally think. XRP1221 says one winner and it's worth it. Again, it's also difficult because you need to think, are you going to give it to just one single person that already has money and some sort of following, for example? Is it going to be just completely random with the chance of it being some person with 0 followers and 0 following, meaning nobody can verify that it's a real person, but that guy might literally have $0 to his name? Or how are you going to do that then? So you'd rather give it to at least a couple people. I'm personally more of an advocate of giving it to 100 people rather than 10, but you guys don't know this. When somebody wins something, they want an instant response every single second. So when things go astray, like with my $10,000 giveaway, they had to wait for a month and a half or something like that because things went wrong with the whole management. So I told them, hey, I called them up. Hey, I'm sorry, it's going to take a little bit longer, but here's my guarantee. You're going to get it. Just wait a little bit. And so a month and a little bit afterwards, they got it. But that is really awful if you have 100 people. That is really awful. So I can't do that. So then everything needs to be set really, really well in stone. But that's because I chose a giveaway partner to distribute it to everybody like a year ago. I made sure they have a budget. I sent them $100,000 so they can basically provide all my giveaways and just handle everything for it. So I don't have to think about this. But they made a mistake, so I had to get the money back. I had to do it myself, but then I had to go through some parties and then I had to renegotiate. A lot of effort, a lot of work. Bart Kiwi says, okay, you keep talking Dutch, but I always try to talk in English. He's been with me since 5,000 subscribers. He's probably seen 98% of all my videos, but he only basically never says something. He just listens. Fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, saying something... If you watch these 5,000 subscribers, really? That is wild. This is 5,000 subscribers, huh? What year was that? Was that 2016 or 17? Or maybe it was even 2018 before I reached like 5,000. That is wild. Are you Dutch? Yes. Dan Slijpen. So I can read Dutch, yes. Orda says, I'm late. What's the deal with the FUD about Ledger possibly delisting XRP? Saw 2 vids yesterday with it. No, I don't think so. That makes no sense. Why would Ledger ever delist XRP? I'd literally go to Ledger headquarters today then to protest, so I don't know. Yeah, that was 2017-18. Damn, that's crazy, man. Well, it's an honor to have you here, my brother. Damn, that is wild. That really is wild. Wow. Wow. You know, whenever I meet people that have seen my channel, usually they also say like, whoa, I recognize your voice. I didn't actually... a lot of people also still comment now. This is the first time they see my face. But I wonder, are a lot of people not watching the video for like a year or two then? And they're like, oh, let me just tune back in. What? Matthias says, are you buying into the Apex token, the DEX of Bybit? Maybe. I'll update you guys on that shortly. I'm talking with Apex right now. But I'll get into that soon if I think it's good. Eric says, I remember when Dusty talked about Tron back in the day. Tron used to be my favorite coin, man. I love those guys. I actually missed out on a couple opportunities. They wanted to invite me to San Francisco. They actually did invite me. But I never trusted it. I thought it was all fake. But apparently they just arranged everything. Like, which, yeah, I just didn't trust. But that could have been really cool to meet all those Tron people. And now I think they feel too cool. But, yeah. Somebody says, I was in Bang Oak tribe back in 97. We ruled Ultima Online. I have many Danish friends. Denmark is a different thing, my brother. Lazy Labrat says, Crypto Airy got me onto you. What happened? I never did an interview with Crypto Airy. I actually texted her a couple times, but she said, well, let's do an interview with many people in there. And I never got to it. She's a very nice individual. I really like her. But did we ever speak publicly? Did we say? I don't know how. Or maybe via Twitter? Maybe something like that. Again, the XRP community is pretty tight. But it's also not completely true. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, many people are like half-assed XRP, or they're on the opposite side where they like to talk about these crazy theories and the gematria and everything like that. It's not my piece of cake, or it's not my pie, whatever you know what I mean. It's not my thing necessarily. I'm not against it, but it's not my thing. And just to refer back to any of you guys, there's no Ledger FUT that I've noticed. I've not seen any. Let me type it in just to be sure with you. Ledger XRP, just for fun, to see if there's anything. No, nothing. Otherwise, it would have been on the top of the top that there's a problem with Ledger. I hear people clapping outside. Maybe, guys, what is the football match doing? Does anything happen? 0-0. Oh, people are. Okay, it was a lie. I didn't hear people clapping, but I thought maybe. Daan, I'm not sure. Maak je grapje of niet? Ja, that's right. It's 1-0. Let's go, America. Woo! Woo! Yes. Big cap? No, I'm watching it right now.
Memphis die rondt het heel rustig af. Turner kan er niets aan doen. Wat een geweldige aanval.
That's pretty good. You just burst my speakers. Oh, sorry. Oh, what was the live for? We actually discussed a lot of XRP stuff at the start, and now, oh shit. Sorry if I scream too loud, guys. I'm so sorry. Nah, you'll manage. If you can't handle a little bit of screaming, it's too bad. Oh, okay, damn. By the way, guys, I got a new microphone. It's not. I haven't hooked it up yet. Got a new camera. Got a new sub thing for the microphone. Got new lights. Got new everything. From a couple of days from now, we're gonna get some even juicier streams going, everybody. Woo! I'm pumped up though, guys. I'm pumped up. You know, again, I bought a desk that can actually. Did you guys know this? And actually, fun fact, there's even an app that I can use to make this thing go Yeah, so I basically bought a desk that has an app on your phone where if you press the button on the app, you can just take it up or down or push like some standard settings and whatnot. Whew! I'm excited, guys. Huh. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Javier says, or Javier says, my transmission is late. They scored, now you guys ruined it. Yeah, too bad, my brother. Too bad, my brother. You messed up. Bart Q says, Ken, ask me of almost everything you talked about. The telephone calls that sometimes almost went wrong with the lawsuits, and then the look in your eyes that you thought, oh man, I messed up. So if you don't know, guys, a while ago we had these call-ins, right, where everybody was calling in. And so I basically was like, oh, let me also try calling and then tell to you guys what exactly they're talking about. Because not everybody can call to America, I guess. And not everybody can, I guess, also understand everything. So we're trying to talk over it and kind of give our opinion if it's good or bad. And then we had sometimes 17,000 people at the same time watching. Yeah, but then there was one time where I'm in the call, but there was something happening. So I asked you guys, should I hang up or should I stay in? And all you guys said, stay in, but I already hung up. And then I could not get back in. And that was one of the most important ones. And that stream, I think we also had like 6,000 viewers or so at the end. But that was because eventually I was able to get back in, which was really interesting. But that was so scary, guys. I was so stressed out. You don't even want to know. If there's 6,000 people, at that time I think it was like 3,000. If there's 3,000 people watching you, maybe it was 5,000 or so at that point already. And you're like, oh, I messed up. That is not good, man. That's not good for your mental health. That hurts like that stings, all right? Let me tell you guys. Somebody says, go USA. Guys, let's ban him. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. All right. But, yeah, I think that was it for today's little crypto update. Again, half of this now has been nonsense talk because we've just been talking for fun, which I think is also important, just kind of lift the spirits up sometimes. What amount is realistic XRP will reach? I personally think $20 is still a low estimate. I'm definitely not going to sell before $10 at least. I think all-time high is still very, very low, still a very, I guess, low number for where eventually it's going to head. And I personally think even when just a settlement comes up, the price can get a crazy pump. But the longer it takes, the more I'm thinking maybe the market has ruined a lot of that momentum. Well, right now, maybe XRP is seriously not going to pump as much as I had originally expected because the market is in such a shitty position. If you guys understand what I mean. If you asked me a year or two ago, even a year ago, I honestly expected XRP to go at least to $12. Right now, I would be pretty happy if we went to all-time high. Because still, you got to consider, that is 10x from the current price. That means if you put in $1 right now, you're going to get $10 back. Putting in $500 leaves you with $5,000 back. Putting in $100,000 leaves you $1 million back. Just in a couple of months from now, for example. Because that's literally the situation that we're running at, if you ask me. Again, not completely sure, but that's my thoughts. But at the end of the day, who knows, right? Because it's not me deciding all this. If it was me deciding, the price would be at a crazy point already. But it ain't me deciding that, so we'll have to see exactly how things go. But let me just tell you guys, I'm extremely bullish, and I'll keep buying. There's a lot of guys like the Bybit CEO, for example, who said there's a good chance Bitcoin is going to see the 4 digits, like $6,000, $9,000. If that does happen, again, it can be even more negative for XRP and for everything. But all I can say about that is we'll have to see how things move. For right now, all I know is I'm holding till the bitter end and I'm buying more every single day. And that was it for today's crypto live stream. I might do another stream later today. I might do another video later today. I'm not so sure. But guys, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you subscribe or at least have the notification bell on because we're going to stream every single day. I'm going to do a live stream every single day. So make sure you tune in for those. And I'll see you guys again in another one. All right? Peace out, everybody. Thank you guys all so much for stopping by and saying hi. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow or maybe later today in another video. So take care, everybody.